Now, we want to check in with Lieutenant Commander Ryan Kelly. He's the U.S. Coast Guard District 7 Public Information Officer who joins us now by phone. Are there any reports right now of ships in distress or anyone who needs a Coast Guard rescue that you just can't get to right now?
Thanks very much for having me. We do have some initial reports of a couple vessels, one, possibly two vessels that might be in distress. The details of those and the communications with those, including the exact locations and the nature of those distresses, are difficult to get exactly at this time because of the nature of the storm and the fact that it is impeding communications. However, we're working to establish those, get the details, and just as soon as it is safe to do so, have our Coast Guard aircraft, our Coast Guard boats respond. Again, as you mentioned earlier, that hurricane is over Puerto Rico right now. It is a very strong, very powerful storm, and our folks are sheltering in place, including our assets, and it is not safe to respond right at this moment.
Yeah, we all remember what happened to the El Faro 2 years ago in October when it mistakenly, apparently with some bad information, entered the eye of Hurricane Joaquin, and all souls on board were lost. In terms of land rescues, I'm sure the Coast Guard will be involved in that once the eye of the storm passes Puerto Rico. How soon are you thinking you might be able to get your helicopters and other aircraft over the main part of the island?
Well, our very first priority in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria will be life-saving operations, whether that's on the ocean or inland search and rescue, which our folks have done quite a bit of recently with Hurricane Harvey, as well as Hurricane Irma as well. And so that will be our first priority, is getting our aircraft, getting our people up in the air, out on the water, as soon as it is safe to do so, to effect those life-saving operations. And then priority two will be getting those ports open to get critical resources flowing back into Puerto Rico, as they'll desperately be needed after this storm.
Given the way these hurricanes, Irma and Maria, have raked the Caribbean, are you in any way short of assets right now, or do you have everything you need?
We have strategically pre-positioned some of those assets and have cutters that are getting ready to respond to this storm, and that's both for the U.S. Virgin Islands as well as Puerto Rico. In the aftermath of Irma, we had actually had quite a few resources that had responded to the U.S. Virgin Islands and were on location helping with the reconstitution and the recovery. From Hurricane Irma, we've relocated those assets temporarily, but have them pre-staged and loaded and ready to respond in the aftermath of Maria as well.
Well, we know the Coast Guard always does great work in these circumstances.